following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Everybody's being quiet on their birthdays. Okay.
Oh, look, if everybody's
No, because I don't know them!
if everybody's going to be quiet, then it's next person's story time. And on into the night.
Well, who is next? Well, Johnny's what? Well, I guess you all know mine. Ridiculously privileged, fabulously wealthy.
Look.
No reason to complain about anything, especially not after Pimp Dad.
I didn't want to push you after recent events, Johnny.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Wait.
My story is just ridiculously good. Like, everything was great. I have no complaints.
Okay, then.
Until recently.
I have a question then. Why are you so fired up, and have you ever actually met Hot Rod Hardridge?
Yes.
Tell us the tale of the rivalry with...
Look, they cheated. They cheated. That's what it was. They cheated. We were winning. We were winning. And then I was across the line, and that fat black son of a bitch piled into the back, took out my leg. I couldn't run the rest of the game. That's the only reason they won, because they cheated.
Sounds to me like they're the Longo of Cold Rocks. I say, looking at
Yeah, damn straight.
You should kill them. Maybe I will. I'm joking. Because I could.
So it wasn't actually Hot Rod, it was one of his dipshit teammates.
No, I mean, he's the quarterback, nice and safe behind the lines there. I mean, he could throw the ball a little bit, but the receiver was garbage.
I mean, shit, when you did that hologram thing, you threw it all the way down?
I mean, that was mainly me, though.
Oh, shit, nobody but you was going to get to the end to catch that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, just like... They just cheated.
Oh, who here's got the best prank that they've played with their powers outside of our facility? Like before they came here.
And that question.
Hey, I was a good girl.
I don't buy that for a second.
Okay, there was this one time we were doing burn-offs. And then a rival group, which I won't name, they decided they wanted to race a drag. And you know you got to have a bitch on the back. And I may be big, but I'm just saying maybe I may have leaned over and put my fist through the spokes of their wheels. Just saying, maybe I may have done that.
Oh, damn.
Just, I may have done that.
Did it kill them?
Oh, no, they got out of hospital a few weeks later. But the one thing is we won.
Oh,
and no one messed with the devil's Satans after that.
Oh,
God, that's a stupid name.
And you was a bad bitch.
I know, I'm naughty. I'm redeeming myself now through good works.
That's literally hardcore.
How did you not destroy it? Oh, of course, because you can turn into metal.
Well, that was the whole point of the question. Was
sorry, everyone, I had a brief moment of lapse.
What the best prank people played with their powers before they came here?
What about you, Kichwa? If you played a prank with your powers? Well, not with my powers. But one time, the young, not quite yet warriors of the village decided that the filthy cheating Longo had been fishing in the river too long that day. And we decided to get even with them with a little harmless prank. So, late at night, we snuck into their village and opened up the pig pens and set fire to the pigs. It was crackling.
I could go for
eventually the famine destroyed half of their village.
I could go for some pig wet now.
And that was before Storm Soviet.
I mean, they got over it. I mean, really, it was more of a retaliation raid for their little prank on us. You know, when they raided us and took all of our women.
I wouldn't call that
engaging in a bloody jungle war that lasted 6 months until Great Friend intervened and threatened to murder us all if we didn't stop. He was joking, but, you know. The peace of our great friend must be maintained.
Can you tell us more about your great friend?
Yes, he is great and a friend. I see what you're doing.
Well, I mean, it wasn't subtle.
Okay. Can I ask a question about the great friend? Why does he use the skull thing?
So people will know who is bad.
Skull thing?
My great friend strikes a bad man. Their badness forces a skull to appear on their jaw, in the same shape as his ring, coincidentally. The mark identifies to everyone that this is a bad man who has wronged our great friend. Everyone will know them for a bad man.
Does anyone remember the post office incident and how there was a skull drawn?
Yes, I do.
Remember how if you looked at the message again, there was a second message with a skull?
Yes, I do. What, that was my great friend's message?
And it was very poignant, but, I mean, we didn't know about your great friend then.
Well, I was not permitted to tell you at that point.
How did you meet Great Friend?
Everybody knows the great friend. When the first time I saw him, I was in a great village meeting. Okay, so when all the chiefs would gather together and the warriors would arrive, I was brought along because I was a newborn and had to be shown before all of the tribes. You know, because of it is a tradition, not special at all. But I was with my grandfather, who was an old man, nearly 70 years old, and then the great friend appeared before the chiefs to address them and take counsel in respect and wisdom. And my grandfather said to me, that is our great friend. He looks just the same as when I saw him when I was your age. And my grandfather said to me, he looks the same as when I was a boy. And one day, when I am a grandfather, maybe I will be saying the same thing. That is when I first saw Great Friend.
So Great Friend's immortal?
He cannot die. He is the always dead man. He walks.
That explains the skull.
He is friend to jungle peace and enemy of wrongdoers.
That stinking Longo.
He is also friend to Stinking Longo because of the great peace. So long as they do not break law. Which I am sure they do and just get away with.
Have you heard from him recently?
Define recent.
Well, I mean, the last time I saw him, he was going to fight his way down into the basement to deal with Jane.
There will not be much that mortal men can do to his immortal self. I'm sure he will be victorious and then return back to the jungles, where no doubt in his absence Stinking Longo are doing something rotten. I don't know what, but woo. But enough about me and my mysterious secrets.
Has anybody heard anything about when Taras is coming back, if at all?
No. Who's Tarias?
Not a word, but I hope he does.
No, really, who's Tarias?
Oh, he's this gentleman who arrived pretty much the same time as Quechua.
Yes, he is old.
But he was tied to some kind of weird... Now, Alvin calls him Student X. But he was kind of like, I don't know what to call it, like some weird psychic force or something that was...
Look, there's nothing that ties Tarias to Student X. Student X was Cypher.
Well, except those letters and the same names and
the energy ball.
Well, it was addressed to Tarias, but I mean, which Tarias? Good goddamn, that name is turning up.
Well, I mean, it's linked to Taras, at least in the same sense that Taras' brother is Taras.
All right, I'm sorry I asked.
He's a lovely old grandpa man that may have been possessed by the brother of himself. So.
Oh, right, I get it.
See, from what we could gather, his brother was torn apart by Nazis at a young age.
As you do.
As his mind was
held in a tube.
Naturally.
Because he was like a psychic of some kind.
And then the Nazis kept torturing him when he was just a field in a tube.
But he eventually escaped and got revenge, and then...
Whereas our Tarias actually made it out of the camps and had like a good life and a wife and stuff like that. But Tarias in a tube resented his brother for surviving and has now been swooped into our Tarias, so he is both...
Makes sense to me. Stephanie lands by the fire. Hey, I hope I didn't miss out on too many embarrassing stories involving how you were both born at the same time and she was a fat baby.
That one did come up very briefly.
Yeah, I know, I can hear it all.
No, nothing super
Your voice
exciting.
is Carrie.
Well, there you go. You
Well,
didn't
I mean,
miss anything there.
Quechua told us about...
Jen just wants to stay up there for a bit. Yeah,
She
about
okay,
great
or-
friend. Yeah.
She just enjoying some alone time for a change.
She just wants to look from up there. She
I
seems to
understand.
enjoy elevated sniping positions. It's a thing now. I mean,
Does
she's
she-
got decent eyesight, so
Does
why
she
not?
object to company now and then, or is she prefer?
I mean, she's going to have to come down and go inside when it gets too cold. I
That
said I'd
and
go
she-
get her.
That, and she hasn't eaten yet, so...
you could always take her.
Seen what we're having and doesn't want any. But I told her she'll have to eat tomorrow no matter what. We have snake.
Maybe
So-
she'll object to snake less.
So, whose embarrassing stories do we hear next?
Yours!
Anne. I was about to say Anne. I got there first.
Well, Anne's already told a story.
Yeah.
No, that was just a story about Thing. What's your creepy origin story? Actually, it is fairly... You really want to know? I mean, we just ate. I mean, it's not Alvin bad.
Nobody has-
Oh,
You
thank-
watched a man bleed to death. I can't top that.
Yeah,
well,
I
I,
mean, you
can,
could-
but not all
It
day.
kind of opened with something that's really hard for anybody to follow.
What? I mean...
It does put all of it in perspective, though, doesn't it?
What? I watched a really, really bad man die. From a lot of people's perspective, it's a good thing.
Wasn't he your dad?
Yeah? So I
Dude.
learned not to do his things. I mean, do you see me hitting on all the ladies? I have learned that if you hit on a lot of ladies, that, you know, that's not going to end well for you.
Look,
Oh, shit. Sorry, Roxy.
I stopped doing that months ago.
Yeah, like we're chopped liver now. At least you could
What?
do is pay attention.
I mean, you know I still look, but I just stopped bugging you. Because no one's interested.
Yes, Anne, you were going to distract attention away from me? Well, okay. But you have to tell yours. Ah, I didn't agree to that. Yes, you did. You agreed to that
You did. It's
when
part-
you wore those.
Part of the terms and service agreement.
Also, nice armor. Don't bother making anything for me. I don't need clothing. No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You did
Stupid-
just ask to be looked at.
Stupid, sexy body.
Oh, so once we've seen it, it's like, what's the point in hiding it?
So that you could want to see it again.
Wrapping it up does make it more enticing.
Exactly! God, what do you think the sweaters are for?
I don't
Wait,
know.
that's it?
To make you want it! Because I'm a slut, right?
Actually,
Don't say he was a
every
slut.
time you Cosby sweater up, we just get really worried about why you're doing it.
Well, we were listening to Anne. Anne? Okay, so...
I'm sorry, the honesty got the better of me.
So, basically, my origin story is really simple. I was in a biker gang, and I got into a bike accident, and turned into, basically, like, chrome steel from the bike, sort of thing, before I hit the ground, and I survived
Oh,
the bike accident.
Like when you were doing the stunt and when you, just before you hit, you just turned into metal reflexes?
I mean, that would have worked if you hadn't stopped me. The invisible safety platform thing changed the dynamic of the air from the choppers that I was expecting, and so it caused me to overshoot, and I landed badly. Trust me in future. I know what I'm fucking doing.
I'm sorry.
I have no idea what I was doing, and it probably saved me from dying because I didn't know about downdraft. Don't worry, I won't tell her about you not knowing about downdraft and her actually maybe saving your life. Piece of shit.
I mean, that's a pretty good origin. Your origin was you came off a bike and you didn't get all fucked up and hurt.
But what made me join the DMV is what I will tell you instead. So arrogant little Titanium,
Who was
knowing she's invincible to men,
Little.
well, she started wrestling as well. Go to town, you find little underground clubs, you make a few bucks. I'm a big girl, I've got an axe handle across the shoulders, but I'm still a little girlier than Harmony. Well, yes. And not quite as girly as her. Obviously, but like back then I was less tall and more full of myself. So anyway, some guys figure that we screwed them because they see me afterwards with the gang doing my thing, and they figured we screwed them because, hey, that's a mutant girl. So they tried to make an issue of it. Now, with the road boss down the road a bit, we didn't have Big Jim or any of the heftier guys, but we thought we could take him. Fuck, I knew I could take him. What we didn't know is their whole gang was here. I mean, like, you know, by whole gang, I mean, like, 100+ guys.
Sort of like circle the wagons bad.
We were in the bar, and they came at us in waves, fortunately, but, I mean, I was fine. I was just smashing them to pieces. I didn't even need to pick up a table or anything, because you're hitting someone with a steel girder.
What about your friends, though?
I was not paying proper attention, and they were quite dead.
Oh shit.
And I lost it, and I started killing them. Like 90 dudes later, and the cops are showing up, and I'm bailing out the back, running away. And, well, the bar was a wreck, too. I guess I still owe someone for a lot of property damage. But the point is that I stayed on the run for over a year. I mean, there was never any proof it was me. No fingerprints. No cameras. I could have just...
And I suppose, well, the thing was, if they killed your friends and they was trying to kill you too, that is self-defense.
Yeah, but did I have to then go on a murdering spree to a bunch of guys I already beat up? And I probably would have stayed being like, they had it coming. But a little bit later I ran into a relative of someone I know I killed.
And they knew it was you.
They didn't, but I knew. And it seemed to have damaged them a lot, and I felt bad. So I thought I would do something positive with my power instead of just being a piece of shit.
So you enrolled in the Catch a Mutant.
Yeah. At first I registered and then enrolled. I never told them the extent. I did tell them that I'd used it for crime and turned good, but I just want to try and offset that ledger before I have to die.
That's a real noble act you did there in the end.
In the end. Well, we'll see how it turns out.
I mean, it seems like you learned from your mistakes.
Just keep paying for it every day. I mean, still though.
So were those other guys held Satans?
What, the guys I killed?
No, the guys you lost.
Ah, yeah, Devil Satans. Yeah, they were. That was my crew I used to run with.
You ever done anything to, like, honor them and try and put that to rest?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I should have kept... It's why I wanted to do what I'm doing now. I don't want to ever leave someone alone.
Well, we really appreciated you, getting those friends of yours to help us out last weekend.
Hey, Anne, you need to keep wearing that old jacket.
Maybe. I mean, it just seems like maybe I should leave that part behind. Maybe it's time I moved on, became more upscale. Like, less trashy.
It's not trashy, but...
I've never considered you trashy.
Oh, that's cute, Harvard. Well, good stories, everyone, but really we should get the watch set up and everyone else needs to go to bed now, says Stephanie.
After your story.
I never agreed to that.
Well, you can just tell us
Titanium puts her in a headlock. No, you're going to tell.
Actually, didn't you say that as long as Anne told hers, which she did...
No, I didn't. Anne said that.
What
Now, come on. You owe us sexy stories.
Origin story, Solaria story, taking down a Nazi Zeppelin story. Come on, Steph, give us something.
All right. Well, you might as well know the worst of me. So I was born in the wagon of a traveling show. My mother was a dancer who danced for money. And some other things too. I didn't know my father. He left before I was born. Eventually we stopped in Carson City for a bit. I was young, I didn't really understand the visitors, the constant visitors, and I basically grew up in the building of a strip club, eating off the discarded crap on the floor. I learned to dance there. The girls were nice. The bodyguards were big and friendly. I didn't really have any idea of the consequence of anything. Round about 8 or 9, I developed my abilities. I decided I was going to be super mage at a young age. The girl next door. I beat up bad guys, drug smugglers, that kind of thing.
Just a little girl.
And I stayed a little girl for a long time. I mean, I should mention that all of this took place in 1963.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
I aged very slowly.
That's
Very, very slowly.
Oh, so I suppose you've had to
wow.
come to terms with...
We had to move around a lot. Mum was not happy about that. Going to school so no one would notice.
And your mom didn't age slow?
She did not. Eventually she became my grandma, who was taking care of me. Then I became Solaria once I became a more womanly figure. And now you know me. You know my shameful little secret.
That explains so much.
So you're from the ancient past? Yes, and I know exactly what a sock hop is, Tom.
It's a 4-H club.
It's been closed for 30 years.
Is it like a restaurant?
Look
or
at Tom.
It was a
Never
student
was.
gathering place. I think it should come back is all.
Like a YMCA?
They wish. Very wholesome.
Because I remember, it suddenly fills in the pieces of the Solaria thing, because I was like, I don't remember Solaria being in the news and all that. Like,
I mean, I changed my super name a bunch. Solaria is just the most recent one. Of course, it's the one I got caught under.
because I was like, oh, I remember like the Titan team and
Now, those were the legends, weren't they?
you
God
know,
damn, those were the legends. They were way above my grade.
But you haven't been with the DMV very long because of the...
No, very recently. So you could say that I've learned nothing for decades.
you must have been in Tora Haride for quite a while then.
Oh no, I meant to dodge out on that.
Oh. So you're kind of set on your ways, and it would require a lot of effort to
I'm
help you
trying,
move
okay?
on.
I'm very trying.
Making eyes at Roxy.
So there, you happy now? My mother was a whore,
Snap.
and I grew up eating garbage nuts. And it's not a cool story, or a fun story, or even very interesting, really.
No. As things have proven, we actually have a lot of depressing stories between the lot of us.
I feel really guilty for being nothing but wonderful.
That's a good thing you're kind of a dick, Dex. You know, just evens things out a bit. Level playing field. Look at all the amazing people we got out of all the messes we came from.
I have this theory that the more messed up your life is, the more creative and innovative you are as a person. And here you are, pretty messed up. You literally are an art piece.
I mean, when I fall in the hole, I'm a star. Thank you, Roxy.
You'll always be a star, Alvin. I mean, think about it though. That resonance idea. You didn't want to be what he was. Your mom was... Oh God, I feel like a douche for saying this, but a piece of shit who didn't take care of you proper. But now, you can be anything. Any one.
I mean, like, even before I came here, I was a gang leader in the Blue Gang group.
Wait, what? That's a more interesting story than I watched a
look,
man die for 9 weeks.
I only
had to give one story. But
That's fair. There'll be plenty more camping opportunities.
I mean, there'll be tomorrow night for one. We've got to save some for then to stop ourselves going stir crazy.
Kichwa will need to invent new stories to cover up for his mysterious past.
Invent? No. You don't get to invent stories, Kichwa. You have to have...
The hunter must go to sleep now. Goodbye!
Dexy, have you finished as much scorpion as you're going to eat?
Yes, I shouldn't eat too much of that noxious mess. And perhaps tomorrow, Stephanie, you can tell us why you joined the DMV and how. Or you get fucked.
So tomorrow night,
I'm
then.
not going to be that lucky. Maybe Roxy will tell us the story of how she came to have the biggest penis of anyone in the group. Officially. It's in the books.
Although it's still only the second.
In my
Wonder's
head,
just like, wait, what?
in my head, to Dix only, I'm like, I thought Mr. Tall, Dark, and Creepy was supposed to be Solaria's dad.
He is.
Then how come he's...
90 years old.
Wait, he is?
He's very old.
Huh. He doesn't seem that old. He only seems like he's in his 40s.
My God, how many shadow bitches has he been through?
Don't you hate it when those two go really quiet and you know they're having all kinds of erotic secret conversations? I mean, I know she hits on women all the time, but, like, she's got dicks now, so...
Honestly, Alvin will be like, how cold is it going to get? Alright, do we need to do the pair?
Oh yeah, it's going to get freaky cold tonight, so we're probably all going to need to get inside.
Dex, that is not a proper use for a stick of celery.
What? I was only going to suggest that if we had some, we could detect radiation because it would go purple. Are you trying to impugn my brother? I can hear too, and I will out you.
I'm just
She's trying to do that thing that we do to her.
Yeah,
really badly. Good attempt.
It's not going to work because I'm going to be her trying to get Dex into trouble, police, because she called me fat.
Oh, Dexy's a narc.
Okay, don't come around here with your hate crimes, narc.
Look, we have already established that if any of us are a narc, I think it's Steph.
I literally am. I mean, I used to beat up people like you.
Yep.
I swear I don't miss it. Punching.
And a big black shadow looms suppressed and